up, YouTube? Welcome back to LockettTech.
In case you guys haven't heard, the giant new Tesla software update has been pushed out to like almost everybody. That's right, the new version 11 software got pushed out. If you haven't gotten it yet, be patient, it's coming. I believe the majority of them have already been pushed out.
It's super exciting. It's way different than what we're used to, and there's some really cool new features in it.
That's right. We originally were gonna try and take the next 2 weeks off to kind of hang out as a family, but when this new news broke, we were like, nah, we gotta get something out there. We gotta show you guys what this is all about.
Let's get to it.
Let's jump right into it, guys. So before we get into it, guys, YouTube is still saying that like 90% of you guys haven't subscribed to the channel yet. What in the world are you waiting for, guys? 2022 is right around the corner. You don't want to miss all the cool stuff we got coming up, guys. We got some big projects on the way. If you haven't and you enjoy these videos, make sure to subscribe. The first and the most popular thing that you've probably already heard about the new Tesla update is
the light show.
That's right, the Christmas light show that has been added into the software, and it's awesome.
It was awesome on a Christmas Eve night. What a special thing. We updated it, we quickly plugged our car in, and then we got to watch it Christmas Eve. Christmas
Eve night, we went ahead and we did a live stream over on Instagram showing you guys the new cool Christmas light show that they put in, and we kind of took a quick look at some of the new UI on the software. But the Christmas show was awesome.
It was really cool. The trunk opens. I mean, how cool.
We were entertaining like half the neighborhood. There are lots of new features that came out with this version 11 software update, and they came out for all the models, the S and the X, as well as the 3 and the Y. The complete list of all the different items is up on screen now. Obviously the light show that we've talked about, there is a new dark mode, the new simplified control layout, subwoofer tunability. You now have the ability to edit waypoints on the maps. You can hide map details, autopilot, comfort dampening, blind spot camera, manage dash cam clips, Sentry Mode, live camera access. TikTok has been added to entertainment. A couple new games put in. Sonic the Hedgehog, Battle of Polytopia multiplayer, Sudoku, Boombox Megaphone, cold weather improvements, auto seat heaters, and car wash mode. All of this stuff has been added in to either your Model 3 and Y or your Model S and X. All of these things, with the exception of the comfort dampening on autopilot, applies to both. Let's get into kind of what it looks different and kind of how we can play around with some of this stuff. So let's take a look at the new user interface here. As you can see, the layout, especially on the bottom, it's totally different. First of all this down here, this is all black now. It all used to be white before. And it looks totally different. The icons are now in color. I mean, this whole thing just, it looks a lot different. The seatbelt section, that looks different as well.
Your temperature is on either side now instead of both being in the middle.
As well as the car icon is all the way tucked over here on the left corner closest to the driver. And then in the middle, you have a bunch of apps here, and then you have some more apps that appear over here on the passenger side. The one thing that I noticed kind of right away here is they added a home link button if you have it on your car. They added a home link button right here, right on the main side next to your car. It's just a
so
quick
much
touch.
better. It's bigger. Before it was just a little blip up here, and it was sometimes next to something because I would hit something that was wrong. I love that it's nice and big on the bottom.
It is still here, but when you press it, it brings up the whole control feature, but it just automatically highlights that there for you for home link.
And then that's where your Bluetooth went that used to be up here as well.
You have all of that stuff up here. So you have the home link option here, you have your notification bell, you have your Bluetooth options, and then you have your Wi-Fi connections up there as well. It looks a little different. They changed the shaping and kind of the way that the icons all look on here. Everything I think is still the same in terms of what's in this section for the controls. So this is one of the new features. This is the automatic blind spot camera that pops up. So while you're driving, when you put your turn signal on, it will automatically put up the blind spot view right over here. But in order to do it, you have to turn it on, and you turn it on through the controls, go into autopilot, and then it's right down here, automatic blind spot camera. When you first go in, that's gonna be off, so you gotta go ahead and make sure you turn it on. When you're driving and you put a turn signal on, it's automatically gonna pop up that camera, which I think is an awesome safety feature. It's something that Tesla owners have been asking about for a long time because there's some pretty nasty blind spots. display. So now you can put it in dark mode all the time. This is another great option. You can go ahead and hit dark, and it'll put the whole thing into dark mode all the time.
So on the new interface at the bottom, before everything was stock, standard, and not in color, now not only are the apps in color, but you get to customize them for exactly what you want, rather than what Tesla thinks should be the ones down there. So let's give it a try and let's see how many we can get and what ones we want to get rid of.
Works for me.
From the phone to these 3 dots, which is your main app menu, these are the ones that you can customize, and then over here this is where your recents are. So what you've recently been in will remain here. So right now it's the toy box, but as we go through this part will change depending on what we've used. So let's go customize.
So to customize it, you just grab an icon, you press and hold it like a phone, and then you just drag it down into the dock where you want it and let it go.
And so by doing that, that replaced an app. So that looks like we can put a total of 4 customized apps at the bottom of our screen.
So what 4 apps would you like down there?
Great question.
So the options of that we can put down here: dash cam, which obviously we know what that is; the energy, which we know what the energy app does, right? That's where you can see your consumption, and when you're driving, it'll give you the graph of how you're doing with your trip. You can bring up your text messages. You can bring up the theater app. You can bring up the arcade and the games, toy box, the internet browser, Spotify, Bluetooth, radio, shortcut to karaoke, shortcut to tune in, and then shortcut to title. And then obviously the ones that are down here. So you have your phone, so this will bring up streaming. Technically that icon means streaming, but it'll bring up your whole radio in general.
And when you hit it a second time, it does bring your radio. So it has a double bonus, I feel like.
Yeah, so like when you first bring it up, it only shows you the streaming section up here, and it'll show you what you're currently listening to. Now you can press the drop down here and you can go into radio and all the other options, or like Michelle said, if you just press the button again, it'll bring you into the shortcut version, which shows your recent and favorites, which like these are all like radio stations around here that we listen to. So if you wanted to quickly go to radio, you could just kind of double tap that and it'll bring that up. And then we have calendar down here. We have, this is your camera, and then the app launcher. So what are you thinking?
So I think these 2 are for sure keepers, because I like the double feature of this. I can easily get to the music, and the phone, I just like being able to have that. I'm not sure what other 2. So one of the ones that we also use a lot is the theater app and the karaoke. The theater app though, you're always parked, so I'm not sure that that would be something that we would need on the main screen. Probably energy, because I think that's one of the ones we use a lot when we're driving to different trips. So I'm gonna put energy down there.
We have a visitor. It's the big one. He returns to the channel.
Alright.
The bush.
Nice entrance. What did you think about the Christmas light show?
No, it was cool. Yeah.
What was your favorite part about it?
The windows. They went like...
Oh, towards the end?
They were going crazy at the end.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Hey, on the interface, what do you think? What apps do we use the most? So down here, we can customize our apps.
Oh, that's way different. We use karaoke a lot.
See, I said that too. Take that off. We'll add that down. Mason will be super excited, as well as his father.
We don't need to add karaoke
Now Mason
to the
can push
short.
one button.
You asked what we use a lot.
And I agree with him. And you said he's not fun.
Karaoke? That's what makes the shortcut list?
Yes, because it's super easy then for us to click. Why? Is there something else you think is more important down there?
So, if this was my daily driver, I'd have the phone, I'd have some type of music, which I'm down with. I would definitely keep the energy up. And then, honestly, I think I would probably put the calendar up there. She'd rather karaoke be the shortcut.
Why use it more?
Oh, God. Help me. Alright, so I think we figured out a hack for this. So you don't have to put, like, the calendar icon down here and waste a shortcut spot on that. So if you press the phone button, this pops up, but you have these folders up here, so now you can just quickly touch calendar, and boom, it brings the calendar up. That's a quick way to reach all of these, even messages. So maybe you don't need to put something down there unless you truly want one-touch access.
So there are some cool new features that when you are in here, sometimes one of the kids or none of the kids want them anymore, you can hit all off and it does take them out. So that is a nice upgrade in this area. And then this what we thought was cool too. You have your auto mode at the bottom for your passenger and your front seat. So right now we had it checked on auto, but if you don't want it on auto, you can still go in and manually touch it for the 3, 2, or the 1.
The auto mode, what that's going to do is that's going to A, detect if somebody's in the seat, and if it is, turn on the heated seats, and it will put the heated seats at the proper level based off of what setting and what climate you have your control set to.
And then going back to the very beginning where we talked about how these 4 apps are your standard apps, right here you can see this one has changed since our first time here, and that's because the last thing that we were in was the calendar.
Also new added to all this is a few new games. You'll see we have a few new games. Number 1, Sonic the Hedgehog. That's
Who
pretty
doesn't
cool.
love that classic?
Seriously, Sonic is awesome. And then you'll see the main title. This is also another new game, The Battle of Polytopia, as well as, yes, Sudoku. Sudoku also got added in. Also added in is some new entertainment features. We go to theater, and everybody's favorite, TikTok.
Not everybody's. TikTok drives me crazy.
This is how you access the light show. It's in Toy Box and it shows right up here. It's also right down here, as well as Boombox, Emissions, Tracks, Romance, Sketchpad, all your normal stuff that's normally over here. In Boombox, though, is another one. You now have the option for the Megaphone. You can now,
Oh my gosh.
everything that we say in here is being said outside the car.
In a robotic
That's kind of creepy. Hello, neighborhood. Oh, we're gonna have some fun with that. I should probably turn the megaphone off.
Our dog, the dog next door did not like that.
We're gonna play a little joke on Mason. We got Mason's coming out, and I'm gonna put the megaphone on, and we're gonna see how he reacts to this. All right, he's coming. I'm gonna turn it on.
Will you help me with something?
What?
How about we pick up all the luminaries? Sure. You're the best.
Hello, Mason. What are you doing?
Mason, what are you doing?
I see you, Mason.
I see you, Mason. I see you.
The car is talking to you.
The car is talking to you. The car knows your name, Mason.
Can you believe the car can talk to you?
The Tesla is not very happy with you right now.
All right, so we're letting Mason in on the fun, and we're gonna get Brandon now. Oh, here he comes. Brandon, what do you think you're doing?
Brandon, what are you doing?
This is the Tesla talking.
This is the Tesla talking.
Brandon, why do you not like the Tesla?
I don't like the Tesla.
What did the Tesla ever do to you? You know, you really hurt my...
Stop! What are you doing?
Thanks for playing along.
Ah! Oh my God.
Yes.
In the audio, you now have the subwoofer control, which you didn't have before, as well as if you touch this, the auto, what that's going to do is that's going to automatically adjust the levels of everything based off of the type of music you're listening to. So if you're listening to hip hop, it'll change this to something that's a little more bassy, and you'll have the sub go a little bit more. If you're listening to, maybe you're in the theater and you're watching some TikTok, it'll kind of flatten these levels out a little bit and give you more mids and highs for more general vocal stuff. Sentry Mode now has gotten a big upgrade option. You can now access your Sentry Mode in your car live and watch it in real time via the Tesla app.
That's awesome.
This is another big one that people have been asking for years.
Yeah, because when we were at the fireworks and we got the alert that our car alarm was going off, we had to go actually walk the 3 blocks back to the car to go see what was going on.
That is the prime example of this. So when now you can go into the app and you can just activate
That's really cool.
You can activate the Sentry Mode cameras and you can see exactly live what's going on with your car to see if it's something like an environmental thing that just set it off, or whether somebody's actually trying to break into your
Just
car.
like my house and Ring. I love it.
Yeah, exactly. It's like Ring for your car. Oh, it says make sure nobody's in the car. It doesn't want you spying on people. So apparently it's only going to work if you're not in the vehicle currently. So for you Model S and Model X owners, you guys got an upgrade to that already amazing air suspension. You now have the ability to put it into an automatic comfort mode where it'll basically be able to detect when you're cruising on the highway, and it'll automatically change your air suspension settings to something that is for maximum comfort when you're doing that stuff. I gotta tell you, the air suspension is pretty sweet. And last but not least on here is some cold weather improvements.
Just in time for that season.
It says, for even more convenience, cold weather features can now be activated via the Tesla app or the center touchscreen at a lower state of charge storage, allowing you to access features like cabin preconditioning and heated charge port when you may need them most.
How amazing that the Tesla gets all these updates, and it's like you're getting a new car a couple months after you buy a car.
So literally, and people say this, and I honestly believe it, that the car gets better as over time,
Yeah,
as it
pretty
gets
cool.
older. There's no other car out there that's like that.
Usually these features, once you buy a car, you don't get them.
Yeah, and if you do want them, they make you bring it into the service shop, and you have to pay for like all these upgrades that they'll make to it. So there you have it, guys. Version 11, the big Tesla software update. It's out. Hopefully you've gotten it, and our tips have helped you out a little bit and showed you a little bit about the software. If not, if you haven't gotten it yet, there is one trick that you can do. If you go into the control screen and then you go to software and scroll down to that point where you set up the updates for automatic or standard, if you flip it out of automatic over to standard and leave it there for a few seconds and then flip it back to automatic, I've been told that sometimes that can trigger the software update to go out to you a little bit faster. So if you haven't gotten it yet, maybe give that a try. Can't hurt, right?
Don't forget to smash that like button and subscribe if you're new.
That's right.
And hopefully you enjoy the update just as much as we do, because we're definitely having fun with it, but then there's also some great usable features too.
Yeah, and let us know too what you think down in the comments, what you think about the UI changes. Some people are not digging it. Some people really like it. Personally, I like it. I think it makes sense. It interacts and it feels more phone-like.
I
You have the
agree.
little color icons. It's easy and intuitive to move it around like you would on like an iPhone or an Android. It just seems like it makes more sense. But let us know what you think down below. Do you like them? Have you gotten the update? Did you do the Christmas show yet?
So cool.
Oh
Did
my
you like the
gosh.
Christmas show?
Yeah, I loved it. My favorite part about it is probably when the windows and the trunk keep opening and closing.
That was
There you go.
Tyler's too.
Thanks so much for watching. As always, guys, we wish you guys the best holiday break ever. Happy New Year, everybody, and we'll see you again in
In the new year.
in the start of 2022. See you guys.